Did the Loki season finale provide Marvel Studios with the lifeline it needed when dealing with the Jonathan Majors issue? Well, let's take a couple minutes to talk about the season finale last night, what went on, and why this is probably the best thing that could have happened for Marvel Studios. Now, before we dive into this story, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We want to be your place for Marvel and DC news. We upload videos daily, and we go out of our way to make sure you know the news truthfully and transparently, because that is the best way to keep you in the know. Well, the last couple weeks have not been really great for Marvel. They're actually taking it on the chin this weekend. The Marvels actually is opening to quite a lower box office than predicted, and many people, including many trades, have, been piling on recently to Marvel Studios' woes. Now, one big problem Marvel Studios has is the fallout from the Jonathan Majors case. Now, this case hasn't been decided by a court yet, so everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But Jonathan Majors is going to trial, and should he be found guilty, well, quite honestly, this is a huge problem for Marvel Studios because they have a lot invested in him being Kang. Now, to give Marvel Studios credit, they are taking a wait-and-see approach to the whole Jonathan Majors case, and I respect them for that. But it was also pretty clear in last night's finale, Glorious Purpose, Marvel has set themselves up for the best position possible. Now, we got a ton of Victor Timely and He Who Remains in this final episode, but the way Loki ends off the whole series, quite honestly, this is the absolute best thing that could have happened to deal with Kang altogether. Now, if you haven't seen last night's episode, this is a huge spoiler, so this is your chance to back away. But the series finale left us with quite a new situation for the God of Mischief, if we can even call him that anymore. In the closing moments of the finale, Loki actually thwarts He Who Remains' planned incarnation by taking his own place in that citadel at the end of time. From there, he is now watching over the multiverse, and using his new time powers, he's keeping all the branches alive and allowing them to become infinite, which effectively gives people free will, which is pretty ironic because that does tie closely to his origin as the God of Mischief. Now, this is effectively Loki becoming the MCU's God of Stories. And by sitting in the big chair at the end of time, this allows Marvel to adjust anything they need to adjust, because now Loki is basically steering the ship, and any story elements they need to take off the board or put back on the board can easily be done. Quite honestly, by the end of the episode, it felt to me like Kang might have been winding down, and that might be on purpose. Kang the Conqueror was defeated by Ant-Man, while He Who Remains is portrayed as a far more significant threat than those goofy variants from the post-credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, he drove the ship during Season 2, with Loki being forced to endure hundreds of years of hell to get right back to where he started in the Season 1 finale. With Kang's plans completely turned upside down to rule over a single sacred timeline, why would Marvel actually return to lesser versions of the character like Immortus or Rama-Tut? Now, don't underestimate Kang because we probably haven't seen the end of this whole situation. Kang created that area at the end of time, therefore there's reason to believe Kang could return to that area and upstart Loki from that throne. But this is all dependent on what happens in the real world, and Marvel now can do anything they want. It makes sense to the story, and if they need to clip Kang, recast Kang, or simply move on to a new villain, all those pieces are in place because of the Loki season finale. This is a big win for Marvel. The finale and the second season were really a nice return to the old MCU. The story was engaging. I had a super good time, and I love the fact that Loki is literally now at the center of the Marvel Universe.